in order to be the idea of God.
I can't stand this guy. Let's see if they flag this too. Said anytime you hear galactic, it's one of the many buzzwords. It's part of the New Age outline, which is and was put in place to pave the way for a one-world religion. These things don't happen overnight, but most people don't realize this. So it doesn't happen overnight, but through gradually eroding what reflects reality and normalizing something and many things that don't reflect reality in any form or way. Daryl is a con man. He's an old school con man who has worked as a controlled opposition asset for the better part of his adult life. If anyone in this feed had the first clue, the last thing they would do is praise this propaganda. This is blatant propaganda. This is superficial propaganda. You have to be a dumb fucking muppet to buy into this. Here's another thought. To paint a muddy picture about who you and I are surrounded by, if the kids in this feed meant to set an example, pardon me, and have a laugh, strive to be the best and the brightest, even if that wasn't the case. If they hoped to sound moderately intelligent, the last thing they would do is use our master's emojis. Does that sound like something an individual would do? Does that sound like something a creative person would do? I want you to think about that. So I said, use our master's emojis, which are social engineering stickers written into the algorithm to train people not to think for themselves. And over time, they will lose the ability to articulate complicated thoughts and emotions, which means, by all rights, anytime you see an emoji on the internet, it was left there by someone who is simple and quite gullible. And these are the people who are working against you and I, and they are paving the way for all of these agendas. This is why agendas have legs. This is why propaganda is circulated. And I bet you Lori Lines Official has thousands of people following her because she is shopping around propaganda in the age of patently fascist censorship. So if this did hold water, this did reflect reality, you weren't supposed to know it, this would not have 666, heart sigils clicked on here. Let's see what she's got. And 14,000 fucking Muppets following this. Here's Dolores Cannon. She's also controlled, or she was controlled opposition. And she shopped around the New Age bullshit. Just wanted to see who else is in here. Usually you get a bunch of Daryl and Dolores. That's usually what these kids think they know, because this is what they have to repeat. And there are many others, mind you. But that's a lot of Daryl and Dolores, which means 14,000 people in here are dumber than a box of rocks, and they are being misled by Lori Lines. But as always, what the fuck do I know? I mean well. I can teach you things you're not supposed to know. And people should have figured this out already. Accounts like this should have 0 followers. If they had any at all, it'd be a couple scabs and a bunch of bots.